Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Marilyn and my channel's Making with Marilyn. Now I do all things crafty, including making rhinestone tumblers, but what I'm going to do on today's video is I'm going to make a frame with some PVC pipe and a pool noodle so that I have something to set my tumbler on while I'm blinging it. Now I bought my pool noodle at Walmart about a month or so ago. This is one of the thinner ones and it was only 97 cents. And then I got 2 pieces of PVC pipe. I'm hoping to get away with just using one. This was 25 inches long and it was $2.96. And then I got 4 little PVC elbows. They were 71 cents a piece. So I think if I can get away with just using one of these, I'm going to be all in for about $6.80 plus tax. Now let me show you what I have here. This is considered 1/2-inch PVC pipe. Now, it's bigger than a 1/2 inch from the outside. I think that's probably talking about the inside diameter, but the inside diameter isn't really 1/2 inch either. So if you do this project and you're using a smaller pool noodle, then the 1/2 inch pipe works. I found this at Home Depot. They have really long pieces of this. But this came in, I think it was 25 inches long. Now I have the receipt for it, and it was $2.96 per piece, and I probably am going to have to use both pieces. So my $6.80 was off by a little bit, but I'm still going to get away with making this for about $10. You can buy these off of Amazon if you don't want to make your own. I think I saw one on there for $20 to $25. So if you don't want to make your own, I will include a link to that one. So I'm going to use my pool noodle, my PVC pipe, my 4 elbows. Then I have this knife because I did try it on the pool noodle. It does work. I was on a live with somebody and they suggested, I think they called it a hot knife. So it may not be this, it might actually be something else. But that made me think about using my meat cutter. And so I'm actually going to use this to cut my pool noodle. But again, this kitchen knife works very well. It's serrated and it does a nice job. Then to cut my PVC pipe, I just have this really old hacksaw. So we'll try to get through the PVC pipe with it. Then I have a measuring tape, and then I have a couple of pieces of wood that I can put my PVC pipe up on so that hopefully I don't cut into my cutting mat on my table. All right, let's go ahead and start with the pool noodle. Now I've been thinking about this and I decided I wanted about 10 inches of pool noodle on my cup holder. So I need to cut 2 pieces of this at 10 inches. So I'm just going to measure from this end and mark it at 10 inches. Then after I cut that, I'll go ahead and mark for the next one. Now it's going to get loud, so I'll probably go ahead and mute the sound. But I want to hold it off my table so I don't accidentally cut my table, and I'll be back in a minute. Well, it helps to have it plugged in. Okay, so let's see how this goes. All right, that worked out really nicely. We'll do a reality check, make sure it's about 10 inches, and it is. So now for this one, I'm just going to line up these 2 ends. Then I can mark my second piece and then cut away. Okay, now on the PVC pipe, I can't just go 10 inches because if I do, there's nothing left on the end to push into your elbow. This PVC pipe will go about 3/4 of an inch into the elbow. So I need 3/4 of an inch down here, 3/4 down here, so that's 1.5 inches, plus my 10 inches. So I need to go about 11.5 inches And since this is 2 feet long, I'm going to go ahead and go right at about 12 inches. Now the blade width does take a little bit out, so I'll go just under 12. Then I'm going to prop it up on these 2 pieces of wood. Okay, so that's not real smooth, but again, it really doesn't matter because it's going to be hidden under the elbow. Okay, those are pretty close to the same length, close enough. So I really don't know how wide of a piece I need to go between the two things until I put the PVC pipe in the pool noodle and kind of try it out with a cup. Now, they do make PVC glue. Actually, they have a primer, then a glue, but we're not really going to use these for anything like trying to keep water in the pipe or trying to keep fumes in the pipe. So I'm going to just try it without the glue. If I find that there's too much movement in it, which I don't think there will be, I can always go back and glue it later. But these fit fairly snugly if you really push them in, so I don't think I'm going to need that. Okay, so what I need to do is kind of line those up, make sure they are about the same length. I think I can push this one in a little bit more. All right, so now that I know they are, I want to see how far apart the two sections of the noodle should be. So I think that's pretty good right there. Really, this is just your preference. I want them far enough apart that they're not squeezed together. It's just sitting up on top. But I don't want them so far apart that the cup falls through. So I think I'm going to go like that. Now what I need to do, first of all, I need a third hand. Let's go ahead and move this cup off. Roll that back up where it was. And there's not much room between these two. What I need is a piece that holds these about an inch apart. Then remember, I'm going 3/4 of an inch that way, 3/4 there. So I need 2.5 inches for this end and for this end. So that you don't see me struggle on this, I'm actually going to take this out to my garage and use my miter saw. So if you have some type of power saw, it's probably going to be easier. But if you don't have that, a hacksaw will work. All right, so that was much faster cutting it on the miter saw. So I just want to squeeze this tight so they'll stay secured. Uh-oh, I probably should have done these at the same time. Okay. And then I just want to adjust them so that it's flat on the table. Now the ones that you can buy on Amazon, sometimes they have legs on them, and that's nice too, but I really didn't feel like I needed legs. A lot of the times I'll sit on the couch and I'll just bling on my lap. And I think this will be fine. The other reason that I wanted one of these holders is I tend to put my first row on Then I let it hang over the edge of something, let it dry for at least 30 minutes. That way when you push your other stones against it, you're not moving them. So mine might be a little rustic, but it was really inexpensive, really fast, and I customized it to the size I wanted. So just to recap on the cost, I'm looking at the receipt from Home Depot, and the 2 pieces of PVC pipe were $5.92 total, $2.96 each, and then each of the elbows was 71 cents. That was $2.84, and then my pool noodle was 97 cents. So before tax, everything was a little under $10, add tax on, and we're looking at maybe $11 or a little under. Thanks so much for joining me for my video, and until my next one, bye-bye.